Welcome,
LoveLine with Adam Carolla and Dr. Drew.
Would you sleep with sick women?
I may be pregnant, but I am still a man.
Spank the unruly ones.
It's indecent, it's vulgar, it's blasphemous.
I'm gonna ride you till you can't stand up.
Come on, let's go down.
All right, keep your shirt on.
LoveLine's meant for an adult audience. LoveLine may contain sexually oriented content. Listener discretion is advised. Here's LoveLine with Dr. Drew and Adam Carolla.
Well, you heard the man. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. The phone number, 1-800-LOVE-191. Fax number, 310-854-4455. Tonight our guest is Soul Coughing. Very nice guys. Drew is a board-certified physician and addiction medicine specialist, and we never really do this, but let's turn the tables. Do you have any questions, Drew?
Is it okay to be in love to a guy twice my age? My lover likes me a lot, but sometimes I'm scared because he is very active. He gives me oral sex. I just give him the hand.
Oh, okay. Slow down. Now, how old is this guy, Drew?
There's no tape to come back for that. We do a lot of deep kissing. What are my chances of getting HIV, STD from my lover? I was also molested when I was small by a family member.
Okay, this is a revelation, Drew. I had no idea that you were felt up at the hands of one of your own family members.
You didn't even place a bet on me. I'm shocked. That didn't work out.
It really did.
No.
It worked for me. That's all I care about. I do this show for myself, Drew.
I know you do.
All right, Drew.
Yeah.
I've been looking at some email, and some of it has been asking for those autograph pictures. And as you know, as we've stated ad nauseum, you can only get an autograph picture of Dr. Drew and myself if you send in to the LoveLine mailing address, in which case we will gladly send you back a picture.
No email.
No email.
Right.
I don't know why, but producer Ann, she threw down the gauntlet at email. So if you're committed, you can write us. And so grab a pad and pencil because Drew is about to deliver that address as only a doctor with no real broadcast experience can do.
P.O. Box 4345, Hollywood, California, 0078.
You are a well-oiled machine.
Where I was also molested when I was small by a family member. Remember that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And
have some compassion.
What about... He's buying into his own hype. How about the email, Drew?
Yeah.
What about that address?
LUV191 at AOL.com.
Oh, right. Just looking through some email. I have some here for you too, Drew. All right, so why don't you peruse
I like
the
the one
email?
that says that you're... Wait. Adam, you're a good-looking dude even though you sound like a dork.
Hey, that is a compliment.
Drew is the ugly one.
There you go. That's why I pulled that one.
Yeah, I figured that.
All right, Drew, there's some other stuff in here for you, a few medical questions and whatnot. So peruse that, and we'll get started here. Angel.
Yes.
You're 20, you're on LoveLine.
Okay, I have been with this guy for about a year and a half. We have a 7-month-old son, and I'm 6 weeks pregnant again. And I think that is too soon to be having another kid.
Yes.
And I was thinking about getting an abortion, but I was wondering if that would screw it up for me having kids later on in the future.
No.
No, really not.
You know how you know? Because there's women that have like 10 abortions.
Yeah.
Well,
how did God know they weren't going to go full term?
Multiple abortions can be associated with problems of fertility, but one or two usually is not.
'Cause I'm really scared. I mean, I do not believe in abortions at all.
Yeah.
But
Right. But what about birth control?
We used a condom, but it broke.
Really?
Yeah.
You hear that a lot. Is it? And then you get the experts in here to talk about condoms because after it all, it is still condom week. And they tell you how effective they are. It's just they're mishandled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So did you mishandle it?
I don't know. He was one that was doing it.
Right. Let me tell you, you ladies should be inspecting those condoms and the application of those condoms. You should be thumping every condom-laden penis that comes near the vagina.
I'm kind of surprised you didn't take the opportunity this condom week, after all, to promote your new.
Really pay attention to
No. For Adam, he has the new
I have
loading device.
I have the new condom, the 6-shooter.
Yeah.
The loading device.
And the new technique, the training technique, the videotapes that go with that.
I have also the condom garter. We hear a lot about the condom actually coming off during sex, actually rolling down the penis and getting lodged God knows where. I have a very simple idea. It really is genius. It really is. And I don't think it would affect the performance of the condom. It is simply the condom garter. It is a piece of elastic, maybe 12, 14 inches long. It has alligator clips sewn into each end. You wrap it around your fanny and you clip it on each end of the condom. Also, certain options include a beer holster for the guy who likes to replenish while he's making love. Maybe another, maybe a Boda bag attachment for a guy who likes harder liquor, or perhaps a place to put a flask. Also, a TV remote mount would go right on that, Drew.
You've talked about this many times.
And when you're done with the lovemaking, it doubles as a roach clip.
And the video training program you were going to have.
Well, I told him I was pregnant, and then he left me.
Wait a minute.
Is this the father of the child? Excuse me, father of the child, the 7-month-old also?
Yes.
And he left you and the child because he was mad about this pregnancy?
Yes.
This guy is an asshole.
Thank you, Drew. Yes, and where it is life imitating art here.
Well, he's
What do you mean he left you? Where'd he go?
Huh?
Where'd he go?
I have no idea.
Were you living with him?
Yes.
Were you engaged?
No.
You're just a boyfriend?
Yeah.
And due to his mishandling of the condom, you got pregnant, and he just split.
I'm guessing there was more to this.
I'm guessing he was looking for a reason to split, if nothing else.
Probably. He's cheated on me so many times.
All right, listen. It's way too early in the show to gamble on your past, but I would go with a horrible childhood. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Listen very carefully. You will not get this from other shows. Oh, you can turn on the TV and watch the goddamn Sally Jesse Raphael, or you can watch the Lisa show, or you can watch all these other mindless piles of garbage that are there just basically they're just wasting an hour of your life.
By the way, our sound guy was telling us that the staff of the Lisa show thought that was just a action-packed show.
Oh, yes.
Packed full of information.
Riveting. Yes. Drew being shouted down by Eartha Kitt's chunky sister. All right. Here's what's going on. You will hear the truth on this show. You got a real bad hand dealt to you growing up. There's no doubt about it. Anyone who calls themselves Angel was just had a bad hand dealt to them. Is that your real name?
Yes.
Oh, now you're really in trouble. I'm going to name my kid Satan so I know he has a good life.
Sue.
All right. All right, Johnny. Here's the situation. You can get past this. You're 20. You have a sound mind. Your loins work fine. You have a beautiful, bouncing young 7-month-old. I would think about getting an abortion or giving this kid up for adoption.
Yeah, but if I carry him through, I know I'll want to keep him.
All right, then go for the abortion.
Yeah.
Which is an awfully selfish thing. I mean, I don't mean to seem pejorative towards Angel. I mean, of course, this is your option. Of course, we'd be asking a tremendous amount of you to go through 9 months and also deal with the loss of the child. But you'd be doing it on behalf of the child.
There's not a person walking the earth named Angel that knows what the word pejorative means, Drew. I've just figured that one out.
Thank you.
Angel?
Yes.
Concentrate on your 7-month-old. Concentrate on your own sanity. Do not hook up with any more of these abusers.
Yeah.
Time out for Angel. No sex, no nothing. Focus on your career. Focus on your education. Focus on the child. You're 20. Everyone's a big F up at 20. Don't worry about it. The idea of your late 20s, please, everyone listen to this. The idea of being in your teens and your 20s is not to F up so big that you don't get into your 30s.
Right.
Or you're in your 30s, but you got a rap sheet and 17 kids. Here's the deal. Don't get drunk and get in a motorcycle accident. Don't have 10 kids. And don't get raped and sodomized by some a-hole guy you were dating. Yeah. If you can do that and get past 25 into 27 or what have you, then you're fine. You're clear. All right, so just take it easy. Time out, Angel. And forget about this guy. He showed his true colors. Rockoculus. And 21, you're on LoveLine.
I've just begun construction on that moat, too.
Hi.
Drew, by the way, is building a moat around his house at my suggestion.
With electrified wiring.
He's got the triplets.
My question is it possible, I know you can be sexually oriented one way or the other, but how about being just plain non-sexually oriented?
Explain.
Well, I can be aroused and I can have an orgasm, but frankly, I'd rather be reading a book.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm missing something. I mean, everybody talks about how great sex is, and I've tried men, women, committed relationships with someone I love, toys.
Do you masturbate?
Yeah.
How often?
every month, couple months, somewhere in there.
Is there
Every
any-
couple months? By the way, if I masturbated every couple of months and someone asked me if I masturbated, guess what my answer is going to be?
No.
No, never.
In fact, every couple days.
If I got down to like 6 times a week, I'd still deny it.
All right.
As it is, I lie, and 12 times a week.
What's your theory about yourself, Ann?
My favorite, I don't really know. I mean, I just feel like I'm sort of bored with this whole idea.
You've certainly done an awful lot of sort of experimenting for somebody that's completely not into it.
Drew, you got theories. I know
I
you
got a
do.
theory?
Yes, you do.
Well, let me. I've got a couple here. So I'm trying to get some more information about Ann. Tell me about Ann. I mean, what is it you were trying to do, or what was that all about?
Well, I just sort of between having like I was in a relationship with someone I totally loved them, and I thought yes, this is something that is a good thing to do. This is something that I want to do, and I did. I live with this person. I had sex with them regularly and all this sort of thing, but it's really sort of boring.
All right. Well, here's my take on this whole thing, Ann. Since Drew is always talking about how for a woman it's more of an emotional experience, sex that is, than a physical experience. And that's not to say it's not a physical experience. Believe me, you know when you're getting humped, unless I'm humping you. But it is an emotional thing. So you're detached somehow. You're blocking off your feelings. You're not letting yourself get close to somebody, getting involved in a relationship. You're not opening up. You're not letting yourself go. Oh, Drew, if that damn pager doesn't go off 8 minutes into the show, it's not a show.
How'd you like to be me?
I'd hate to be you.
Yeah, thank you.
Don't make me get into all the reasons why. But that thing doesn't have vibrate?
No.
Can you get another pager, Drew?
I can try.
Why don't
Good
you look
idea.
into
Good
that,
idea.
please? All right, and tell whoever is calling you, by the way, that you do a damn radio show 10 to midnight.
I'll
You've
call-
done
I'll
it
call
for
the-
14 years.
I'll call the ICU and tell them they shouldn't bother me.
Please. Don't they know what you do?
It can't. It's not possible, Adam.
What do you mean it's not possible? Tell them to page you when during a commercial.
Things don't happen that way.
Don't they know you have a gig? You don't think there's places I could be? People that want to talk to me?
One of the questions I have about Ann is, it sounds like you've done an awful lot of sexual experimentation. Is that true?
Yeah, sort of.
And why was that so accessible for you?
Why was it so accessible?
In other words, unless you were very aggressive, why did that happen? You see what I'm saying?
No.
Unless
No, yeah. I mean, it's. I've always lived in places where there were people around. I mean, and
But if you really weren't interested in sex, is there something that was attracting people to you?
I suppose. I mean, I guess I'm sort of cursed. I'm like 5'8" and blonde and rather fit.
Really? Drew, why are you doing a touchdown dance back there?
Did you see what I wrote down here before I said?
You wrote...
Adam Kroll is a jerk. I know,
what'd you write?
I said she may be very, very attractive, and this is something that she can't act out in the way she wants to.
Right. Yeah. I
what I'm
sympathize completely, Ann. I have matinee idol good looks, and it's always gotten in the way of my relationship.
But the point is, something about the way there's something about your fantasy of how your relationships are supposed to go, or the way you need to act it out to feel erotic, that just isn't happening because of the way people are coming to you. Something about that.
Yeah. I don't know. Can't people just be frigid or horny anymore, Drew?
But basically,
whatever happened to
basically,
horny
Adam,
and
you're
frigid?
basically right. Is that she is not connecting in a way that is genuine for her.
All right.
And it's because she is allowing, rather than finding out what it is she wants and being able to go for that, she's sort of having people come after her and kind of going along with it as though it's something that she's supposed to do or should be fun for her, and it isn't.
All right, so get connected. Yeah. I'm moving on. Gwen, 16.
Hi, Adam.
Hey.
Dr. Drew.
Hey.
Before I start.
Hey, Soul Coughing is here, and they'll be in here in about 5 or 6 minutes.
Oh, well, I like them, so hello, if they can hear me.
No.
Sorry.
They're doing drugs in the parking lot.
Oh, that's not good.
No, they'll be here. Don't worry.
Okay, before I start, I want to say hi to all my friends in Paris. They can hear me, hopefully.
Where?
In Paris, California, man.
Oh, okay.
It's a small place, but...
Gwen, what's up?
They have an Eiffel Tower there, but it's made out of steer maneuver. It's a little twist.
Yeah. But,
Twisted.
I caught mono. I don't know when I caught it, but I noticed a couple of lumps on my throat, so I went to go get it checked out. My doctor told me it was mono. But the problem was I know who I got it from.
How do you know who you got it from?
Because this guy was pretty much the last guy I kissed, and I have not shared any kind of.
That does not have that unless he had mono, which would be obvious.
does.
He'd be very sick.
He knows it. He does not look like he would be healthy.
All right. Why are you kissing?
Mono is fever of 102, unable to get out of bed, sore throat till you can't swallow.
Listen, guys can always rally around some potential sex, and I think that's what this guy did. But Gwen, why are you digging up corpses and making out with them?
I don't know.
Don't kiss the sickly. No soul kissing of the sickly. That is a policy. It's right over my toilet.
I'm in boring North Carolina. I have nothing better to do. That's why.
All right.
No. But what happened was, I want to figure out how to, tell him, hey, I got mono too. Tomorrow.
From him.
Yeah.
Well, doesn't Hallmark have something with like a infected bunny on it or something that says, "Hey, we both got mono"?
Nope.
Really, Hallmark should really. I have a whole line of greeting cards.
Why is that important?
Sorry, you got crabs.
Do you think he intended for you to get sick?
To be honest, he was kissing pretty hard, and he was like, "Man, I got mono, but I don't care."
Well,
He
that's
said that to
that's how
you?
you know you got mono.
All right, goofy.
Now I know I got mono.
Yes.
And
All right.
I told him today, and he's like, "Man, I ain't got no goddamn mono," and also the crap. I was like, "Yeah, you do."
All right.
You've even told it to me.
All right, listen, Gwen, I'm hanging up on you. Call him and tell him that he has mono.
But part of the deal is you want to maintain some kind of relationship with this guy.
No, I don't.
Oh, you don't?
Well, then don't.
All right, forget about retribution. You screwed up. You made out with the guy with mono. You got mono. You'll get over it. You're not interested in him in any kind of long-term prospects.
Hey, Adam,
Chalk it up and move on.
Listen to this.
You gonna fart?
Hold up. Before you
What?
hang up on me, listen to
What?
this.
What?
He's going around telling everybody that he got mono from me when everybody knows he's got one. I mean, this is...
Wait a minute. Everyone knows? Does everyone know he had it?
Dude, people who I don't even know are coming up to me.
But Gwen, you just said everyone knows he was the one who had it first.
Yeah, but he...
All right. Then that's it. End of discussion. Who cares who you tell when everyone knows?
That's right. It's all done for you.
They all knew.
That's it.
Crystal.
Hi.
This isn't the teen gossip hour either, by the way. Everyone knows he did this. Who gives a crap?
I really hate that feeling when we get a call and I think to myself, why did you call us?
Yes.
Why are you calling?
Well, I'm sorry you got mono,
Yeah,
but you're making out with a guy who had one foot in the grave. This guy had mono. Crystal. And he said he had mono while he was making out with him. He went, oh. Crystal?
Hello.
You're 17.
Hi. Yes, I have a problem. 2 years ago, my brother left to go into the Navy, and we were like best friends. And ever since he left, actually he died 6 months ago in a typhoon. In Japan.
Really?
What happened?
Was he at sea?
Well, he was walking along the shore, and the waves took him out into sea. So he died 6 months ago last Saturday.
Oh, that's horrible.
Yeah, and we wrote every day and emailed each other. And, but ever since he left for boot camp, I've been from group to group of friends because it's I let him get close to me, but then I either lie to them or do something to deliberately hurt them.
Yeah, of course.
So they'll just
do you understand why that is?
No, I don't know. I don't understand why.
Look what happened. How do you feel now?
Oh, true.
No, I'm serious. How do you feel now?
Come on, the show's only 2 hours.
I don't.
You don't feel good, all right?
No, and I mean, this last group of friends, there's
But wait a minute. Wait.
All right, here's what Drew's saying. You had a very strong bond with somebody, and they were literally swept away.
And look how you feel.
And now you feel horrible. And so you're reluctant to reform a bond.
For fear.
Yeah, they may be swept away again.
Do you understand that?
Yeah.
It's a very natural reaction.
Yeah, absolutely. But I can. There's no way you could experience a loss like that with somebody you're so close with and not get depressed, especially at your age. So, Crystal, you really ought to look and get some help because depression is so treatable at your age and it can be so devastating. Your school can go to hell. Your relationships go to hell. You start acting out in ways that are self-destructive. Please get some help.
Right.
She sounds like a real together girl.
She does. And, well, she loved her brother, so she can't be too bad.
Yeah.
Believe my sister would not be calling up if I got swept out to sea in a typhoon. And here's the situation. You want to have good relationships down the road, either with males or females. And you want to have good bonds again, because that's what life is. It's bonds. It's like, look at me and Drew. Look at this bond we have.
We're quite the example.
All right, so take care of it. No,
what?
All right,
go ahead.
What?
Go ahead.
Let's squeeze
Rick?
that call.
Yeah.
Hi.
How's it going?
Good. What happened, Rick?
Oh yeah, well, one day I just had this really big hard-on, and I was playing with my privates I was kind of bending it and stuff.
No better time to experiment with your penis than when you have the big hard-on.
But that's not nothing though. But see,
It's not?
I broke one side of it. You know, I think it has 2 cartilage pieces in it.
Right.
Broke one, and it swelled up really super big.
Right.
And,
Now, what were you doing? Just bending it around?
Yeah, I was just playing with it, bending it and different stuff.
You're doing the old 3 on the tree? I mean, doing the shifting with it when you try to cram it into reverse, something snapped?
You know it was mine 350. But anyways, and I'm having trouble getting it up now, and I don't understand why.
You didn't see a doctor when this happened?
No, I didn't. I was too embarrassed.
Oh, Rick.
All right, so what happens?
Well, he probably tore one of the cavernous, these little corpus cavernosum is called, this thing that swells up with blood and traps the blood and allows the penis to get hard. And of course, if that thing isn't working right.
How long's it been since you've had one of these erections?
It's been a while. I've been for a couple weeks now. I've been having problems with it.
Yeah.
All right, a couple weeks. All right.
You could be okay, but this might...
Run.
Yeah, go to a urologist. That's the kind of doctor you want to see, and you want to get urologist. You want to go right away.
The other day I was listening to your station too.
Yeah.
And one of you said you need like a fautoir, you know, like how that guy in Batman had riddle me this, riddle me that.
A fautoir?
What's a fautoir?
Well, he's a Hesher who's fluent in French. What is a fautoir?
I don't know. That's just the only word that came up to mind. You know how you have like a saying, you know, like the guy that I was talking about on Batman, he said, riddle me this, riddle me that.
The Riddler?
Yes.
Well, I was thinking that you could be the broke dick guy, just like I am.
You are.
What the hell is he saying?
Hey, Rick, while you're at the urologist,
yeah.
Do they have CAT scans at the urologist?
No, but certainly the urologist could order one for him.
Yeah.
And then give him the name of a good psychiatrist.
That's right. Yeah, get a full workup. It's one of these things. As long as you're there taking care of the penis, you might as well make sure everything is functioning correctly, including that big organ in the sky. Drew is going to look up fautoir, and we'll be back with Soul Coughing after this.
Here's LoveLine before deworming.
The penis is very dysfunctional.
Getting fixed. Here's LoveLine chewing out its stitches. Here's LoveLine dragging its butt across the carpet. Bad LoveLine. Bad LoveLine. LoveLine has been bad, and we'll be right back.
No, I guess we've started. Dodie and Yuval are here from Soul Coughing. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew, the board-certified one. I'll tell you what we'll do, fellas. Since we usually play the song in the first break, and we didn't get to that because I guess you guys got a little bit lost, or you just snubbed us, or whatever the hell, hookers blow. I'm not sure why you're late, but the point is we'll go ahead and play Super Bon Bon now, and then we'll come back and... make idle chit-chat about the band until 12 o'clock and we'll all go home.
Cool. I'm ready to talk about nipples, man.
Good man.
I'm ready to rap about
All right,
nipples.
Yuval, you want to take the testes this hour, and then later you can go to the nipples?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
All right, specify left or right. We'll work that out during the song. And off of Irresistible Bliss from Soul Coughing, here's Super Bon Bon.
Let the man go through. Move aside and let the the man go. Let the man go. Move up and let the man go. Let the man go. Move up and let the man go. Let the man go through. Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through. Move aside and let the man go through. Let the man go through.
Super Bonbon off of Irresistible Bliss from Soul Coughing. Dodie and Yuval are here from the group.
Hello, sir.
Pleasure. Yuval, we have not met, but Dodie, we know each other intimately.
Indeed.
And it's good to see you again.
And you as well, sir.
Let's talk about this Japan. It just popped into my head. You guys were in Osaka and
Tokyo.
In
As
Tokyo.
a matter of fact.
How was that experience?
It was the bomb. It was amazing. It's just the loudest place imaginable. I mean, anything that they can put a TV on, they've got a TV on it already, and loudspeakers blaring everywhere, and the video game parlors are just amazing, and they have these sticker machines where these teenage girls go up and they get these like little stickers made of themselves for 300 yen, and there's just like mobs and mobs of like teenage girls at these sticker machines. And
it's sort of like when they make these movies like Blade Runner.
It's like the Blade Runner.
Apocalyptic future of this country is a city in Japan.
Yeah,
Totally.
It's much deeper than it's much more Blade Runner than the movie.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, they don't have that kind of budget. But now, I was just thinking, so it's like technology left and right. I mean, big screens everywhere. Everything's going insane.
Mm-hmm.
Littlest people in the world making the biggest screens. You ever think about that, Drew? Right in the middle of this whole thing going down the streets of rickshaw. Now, I think
that's China actually.
That's China. They don't have any rickshaws in Japan.
No, sir, no rickshaws.
But
Drew, are you telling me there's no rickshaws in Japan?
We're telling you.
Oh, I'm going to open a rickshaw
But
business.
they have beer vending machines for you, Adam. Though you'd love that.
Oh, they have beer vending machines?
Yeah, beer vending.
Yeah.
And they've got these machines that vend this stuff called Coffee Boss, which doesn't seem to actually be coffee, but man, I was all about Coffee Boss. just very down. Coffee Boss, Coffee Boss, Coffee Boss. Yeah.
Is this more caffeine than a liter of Mountain Dew?
Yeah,
in
exactly.
In a 12-ounce
oh my God.
can? All right, so you guys were there, and they love this. I mean, you guys do. Well, how would you describe your music? Is it?
It's sort of. I guess it kind of comes from hip hop, but it's sort of like Tom Waits' hip hop band. I guess it would be.
If
my
you
description.
really have to describe it, maybe that's what it is.
Right. I know bands have this
here we
whole
go,
big thing about describing. And you know what? By the way,
we're not like any other band in the whole world.
That's right.
Right. Yeah, this is great. It's great when I go. So you guys are sort of a mixture between Zeppelin and Genesis and Pearl Jam and the Beatles, and they go, no, we haven't taken any influence off of any of those bands.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to start copying that same tune. By the way, when people go, "LoveLine, what's that about?" And I go, "Man, you got to experience it. It's not like the Home Shopping Network. It's really not like anything you've ever seen." All right, so you're back here stateside. You're originally from New York.
Yes, sir.
And going to Lawrence, Kansas.
We're on our way to Lawrence, Kansas.
Which really is the Osaka of
we're doing the capitals of glamour: Tokyo, Los Angeles, Lawrence, St. Louis. After that,
it's kind of funny that you go from one place where you're basically out on the street watching big screen TVs, and when you go to Lawrence, Kansas, it's like you have to go to a barbershop if you want to see a TV.
Exactly.
The whole town is gathered. Oprah's on. All right, I don't want to make fun of the people because
we're laughing.
There. Yes,
we're laughing.
Yes,
okay.
Sure, you're laughing, but we'll get the letters. Terry, 23, you're on the LoveLine with Soul Coughing.
How you doing, sir?
Good.
Good. You know, it's kind of funny. I was in Japan just last year myself. I was in Okinawa.
Were you now?
Yes, I was.
Enlisted man?
Yes. Well, not anymore. Not anymore. I'm out.
Right. You spent your entire leave there staring at the ceiling of a brothel?
Basically.
And,
no.
shagging ping pong balls that made it off the stage?
No, I was a PT freak at the time.
Uh-huh.
I just spent all of it in the gym, working off my own frustration.
What the hell's PT?
Physical therapy?
Physical training.
Oh, see, to me, when you start something with the initial P, the P sound comes into mind, never the F sound. Don't give me that Gomer laugh. All right, Terry, so you're working out.
Yeah, that's what I did there.
Right.
Quite a bit.
All right.
keep myself busy.
All right, send us a picture and ask us your question.
Okay. I was wondering maybe you guys could hook me up with somebody in the Gothic scene. I've been, straight country boy my whole life, and just want to see what Gothic's all about.
Yeah, well, Glenn Danzig happens to be here. Let me get him.
Okay.
All right.
Well, wait a sec. I don't know about this sort of newfangled Gothic thing, but apparently now it's all about like drinking blood and all that kind of crap.
I don't want to get into that.
Well, yeah, I mean, go buy some Cure records, man. It's easy. $13.98.
I've got a few Cure records, but I just want to hang out with the people, and I don't know anybody.
Why don't you go to some Gothic concerts? You'll see a lot of girls wearing leather chaps with holes in their butt.
No, that's a very different scene, I believe.
And those aren't girls.
Oh, sorry.
So be careful.
Oh.
Let me tell you this. Didn't Gothic used to be like Jethro Tull and those types of
God,
groups?
no, I don't believe
that
so.
wasn't
no.
Gothic?
No.
Well, what about those old bands in the 70s that were singing about imps and fairies and
no, that was like a Molly
medieval
Hatchet
stuff?
Vibe. No. The Gothic's like your sort of black wearing sort of mid '80s Bauhaus.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that kind of.
All right. Right.
I don't know, where are you at, man?
I'm in Orange County, and I don't really know of any places around.
All right.
here.
Well, just go down to the record store.
Go to like a piercing joint. They will have flyers in the window or something.
Right?
I'm serious, yeah.
Seriously. All right, listen, we're not some
Why are
sort
you
of
calling? Why are you calling?
some
Back
sort
to
of
that.
music directory
Yes. Why
here.
are you calling? Why are you
Hold on, we
calling?
have an 800 number. You can call and find the closest Gothic band.
I got this girl that would like you, Terry. I got the phone number. I'll give it to you when we get off the air.
Oh, people are. Oh, wait a minute. We can't go to a call. Well, why don't you just sell this one,
Why
Drew,
don't you let
before
her
we
sell
go to break?
herself? She's on the air. Dana, what can we do for you?
Oh, I just want to say hi to Still Coughing.
Hi, Dana.
You guys are great, and I wanted to know when you guys are coming to Sacramento, if you are, because I checked on the internet, and you're all down south in California.
I don't know. We've actually never been to Sacramento.
Well, you should come.
I know. What's up with that? I don't understand.
It's great. They got a river, a state building. It's.
Oh man!
They got vending machines there. It's awesome.
Good Lord. We'll be there in minutes. We're getting in the car right now.
All right.
Promise.
Okay.
All right, Dana.
Yeah.
I'm getting rid of you.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Let me just try selling one more thing before we go to break. Drew, why don't you go ahead and sell one? Your idea didn't work.
Here is Chris, who's concerned because his penis is smaller than both his brothers, and his physician has commented about it.
And if anyone ever questions the integrity of Dr. Drew, whether he is an actual medical physician or not, that cell tells it all.
Ernie, the world's fastest drummer for LoveLine.
Dr. Drew is right.
Hi, when I'm not drumming up a storm. What was the rest of it? LoveLine will be right back. If it's not, sue me or something.
Dr. Drew is right.
We're here with Dodie and Yuval from Soul Coughing. Yuval. Hey, what is, does Yuval mean anything?
Actually, it does. It means a stream of water.
It does?
Yeah. And that's in Hebrew.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And
actually, it's from the Bible, too.
Is that good?
It's very good. It's the first musician in the Bible who was playing organ and violin.
They didn't have an organ back then.
Yeah, what did they know? But they called it an organ.
Oh, okay. I had some guy tell me the other day, I was buying some shoes, and he said, Adam, that means man of the red earth. And I said, I'm not buying the shoes.
Human being in Hebrew, isn't it? It's like human being.
Adam means
human being.
Human. Mm-hmm.
It means human being.
Human being.
Right.
Human being.
No duh is my answer to that. Come on, pal. I'm going for the wallet, please. Let's not interrupt that. All right, so that's what we need out here. We don't names don't mean anything. Out here it says, hey, the guy's name's Brad. What's that mean? Well,
it's a thing you attach papers together with.
His dad's name was Brad, so his name's Brad. I don't know. Do they do that in Israel? You've all the names. Does everyone name themselves after their the parents name themselves? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, parents name themselves in Israel. Yeah, that's right.
No, but I mean, they name your kids. Is anyone named Yuval in the family?
No, I'm the only one. But what people do a lot in Israel is naming names from the Bible. So it'll be like a lot of Eli, which is Eli, or Moses and stuff like that.
Right.
So I just happen to have a good name because it's not that common.
You have any friends named Ham?
I knew you were going to say that. That is your favorite name from the Bible.
That is the stupidest Bible name I've ever heard. Plus, you're not supposed to eat pork, are you? If you're Jewish, so why?
Yeah, bacon Cohen.
The bomb Bible name, Aminadab.
Oh, really?
If I ever have a son, Aminadab.
Actually,
Aminadab Dodi would be the bomb.
That would be Aminadav.
Aminadav.
I'm going Zebediah myself.
Yeah, you're the man.
Hezekiah would be good. Yeah.
All right. Chris, 16.
Yeah.
Yes, you're on Bible Chat with Soul Coughing, Dr. Drew, and Adam Carolla. Old Testament or New Testament? Chris?
Yeah.
What's your biblical question?
Okay, I was wondering. I have a smaller penis than both of my brothers, and I was kind of wondering why it would happen to me and neither of them.
How old are your brothers?
And
How
my
old?
oldest brother is 27, and the other one is 21.
Mm-hmm. And how do you know? I mean, I know you know, but how do you know?
But how do you know what they were like when they were 16?
I talked to them, and they said they never had any problem with that.
What kind of problem do you have?
Well, I just have a really small penis.
Have you reached puberty yet? Do you have hair?
Yes, I do.
Sexual hair under your armpit and that sort of thing?
Yes, I do.
How small?
I'd say 3 inches.
Mm-hmm. And that's erect?
Yes.
And flaccid?
2.
Flaccid, you have to smack yourself on the ass to get it to come out? No.
But it's like asking why you got brown eyes and your brothers didn't or something. I mean,
Right,
it's just
you're
the way-
cursed.
No,
Don't
it's
question
it's
it.
the way the genes come together. However, you should recognize that there's another 5 years of growth to go for you, Chris. So.
Okay.
Right. So
I had another part to this question. If I did have a penis enlargement, are there any lasting effects that come with that, or?
I would not be thinking that way at your age at all.
He wouldn't.
Any by the time you're of age, where even something that somebody might be willing to discuss with you, I'm not sure it's a viable option for most people.
Why not, Drew? Why how come technology has not caught up with the penis?
Well, maybe it will. God.
I mean, this stuff was all the rage a year and a half ago, but you don't hear so much about it anymore.
Because it doesn't work that well.
All right, but when are you guys going to get off your butts, drop this whole cancer nonsense, and start working on the penis?
Thank you.
Okay.
You made my point for me.
Chris,
yeah.
You'll be fine.
Okay.
You'll learn to compensate. You know what I'm saying?
All right.
Women don't even like the penis. They really don't. Not as much as they say they do. A woman would rather have a man who is very schooled in oral pleasure than a man with a big penis that didn't know how to control it.
Okay.
You understand, Chris?
All right.
How's the tongue?
It's a little short too.
That's all right. That's all right. You'll make up for it like a short white point guard in the NBA. You just have to hustle a little more. That's all. All right?
All right. Thanks a lot.
All right. Well, we've broken him. Line 8. Eric.
How you doing?
Hey, you're 20. You're on LoveLine.
I got 2 questions for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
Okay, first my doctor says my liver enzyme count is high,
Yeah.
and I don't have hepatitis.
Yeah.
He won't tell me what the causes are. Do you know what the problem could be?
He won't review with you what the potential causes are?
No.
Let me tell you how doctors work, Eric. They'll tell you they don't know what the causes are. You reach out, you pull a 20. You tuck it into the lab coat, and all of a sudden their memory starts clearing up.
Always works for me, man.
All right.
Why wouldn't he tell him, Duro?
That's peculiar. I don't know. I mean, the potential causes are it's tremendous. It's a big list of potential causes. Obviously, hepatitis is the thing you want to rule out first and foremost. Viral hepatitis. You were checked for A, B, and C?
Yeah.
And there are still other forms of viral hepatitis that are more difficult to sort of nail down. There are non-A, non-B hepatitises that we can't test for. There's CMV and EBV and other sorts of viral
Why did you get the enzyme culture in the first place?
Just check up.
routine test.
Really?
Do you use much alcohol?
No.
Wait, who gets their enzymes and their liver
It's just
checked?
routine chemistry.
What do you mean routine chemistry?
Routine
Have you ever had your enzyme and your liver checked?
Yes.
No,
Every
liar.
time.
When?
Yes. I haven't had
Show me a lab report.
When I bought life insurance a year ago, they did it's routine on a chemical panel. That's part of the chemical panel.
Dodie.
Like blood test?
Whenever somebody
of
draws
thing?
those red top tubes, liver enzymes are going to be part of that most of the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, so they don't have to biopsy the liver to do it.
No.
All right. Listen, I'm not a man of science.
Indeed not.
I'm a man of pornography.
Yeah, indeed so. But you should be evaluated to try to figure out what this is. I mean, the next thing that usually I would do if I have no clue what the potential causes are, no alcohol exposure, no infectious disease is evident, is get an ultrasound of the liver to see anatomically what's going on. And there are other things. I mean, it's so many different things. It can be biliary disease, gallbladder disease.
All right, so get back in.
Are you overweight?
Yeah.
Okay, it can be fatty liver just from being excessively overweight. That they actually get a fatty metamorphosis of the liver, and that's very common from people who are
like a goose.
Yeah, I guess that's probably what happens to a goose. But it's when you're 100 pounds overweight or so that you're likely to get that.
Are you quite a bit overweight, Eric?
No.
No,
not that much overweight.
All right, but you may want to lose some weight.
Yeah, working on that.
You need to finish the work up here. There's a lot of different potential explanations for this.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. Good luck with the pate. All right. Mark.
Hey.
Hey, you're 19. You got a question for the band?
Yes, I do. I've been a huge fan of you guys since Ruby Vroom came out, and I was just wondering, what was the motivation behind True Dreams of Wichita? Was it something that happened to you, or was it a literal reference?
Oh yeah, I got dumped. I got hardcore, mad, serious, crazy dumped by somebody that it left me for actually my drummer at the time. No disrespect, Yuval.
Yeah.
And it wasn't out Yuval Gavai.
Oh, sorry.
Yuval Gavai's got respect.
That's right.
But no, she left me and they went on this cross country bus trip. And they went to Kansas, and there just all these very specific references to the kind of stuff that we'd say to each other.
Were you just blindsided by it?
Oh my God, yeah.
You didn't see it coming
at
all.
Where's Patty at? I haven't heard from her in a while. Then they called me from Graceland.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Really? I'll tell you what.
They called hi. Well, here we are. We're in Graceland. They didn't really say like, gee, I've left you, and here we are in Graceland.
Were they a little nuts?
No. I mean, we were like 19 at the time, whatever.
Yeah, but if you're going to get dumped, where better than the home of the king?
Yeah, see, there you go. That's my thoughts exactly. And the great thing is people buy that record now, and I get to call her up because we're friends now. And hey, Patty, what's going on? People liking that song about you. I just bought this great new suit recently. It's really very expensive.
Yeah, $5.
Yuval's like the Israeli Shecky Green. He's coming in with the one-liners.
The master.
All right, Mark.
Okay, thank y'all.
Thank you. Mike, 17.
Yeah, how you doing?
Good.
First, I want to say I love your show.
Thanks.
All right. I have a question for Dr. Drew. I have problems when I have sex. I mean, not really a problem, but it takes me a really long time to orgasm, and it kind of gets, on my nerves sometimes. And I'm thinking maybe I'm wondering if it could be because I was on these medications, and I was wondering if that could have something to do with it.
Were you were on them when you started having this trouble?
Right.
Are you off the medicines now?
I take them every now and again, not as much as I used to.
What's the medicine?
What's the medicine?
Yeah.
Well, there's a lot of different ones. Paxil, lithium.
Yes, absolutely. All of those.
Really?
Absolutely. Particularly Paxil.
Why don't the doctors tell you that when they're prescribing
I don't know. Well, you do with Prozac these days because that's sort of the number one complaint. Probably the number one. Yeah, it's the number one complaint with that drug. It's probably because the people are so miserable when they're so unhappy. You're trying to make them better. You're not thinking about that. You're trying to
Right. Why kick them in the nuts? I mean, they're already this close to going off the edge, and you're going to tell them they're going to have trouble orgasming.
But depression, people have to keep in mind, is a potentially life-threatening problem, and you're really talking about life-shattering kinds of emotional experiences potentially, for which you're reaching into the pharmacologic bag.
Right.
And
I'd like to dip into that pharmacological bag every once in a while. Hey, Mike.
Yeah.
All right. So it's a nasty side effect, but it sure beats being nuts.
Yeah, right.
All right.
I have another question too.
Are you bipolar? Is that the deal, Mike?
Right.
And
well, I was first diagnosed with major depression, then manic depression, bipolar, and also paranoid schizophrenia. But it's all in the past now. But
all right, shoot your parents first, Mike.
No.
By the way, none of those are conditions they're all chronic. They aren't in the past.
Oh. Really?
All right, but what can he do? So this is a serious chronic condition. He's medicated heavily because of this condition.
It doesn't have to be heavy, just even small doses of this stuff.
All right, he's moderately medicated, but the point is he's having difficulty with the orgasm. What can he do? Because he can't get off the meds.
You gotta, for those people for whom that is a overwhelming side effect, you start looking for other medications with similar therapeutic action but different.
Right. Sort of like when a woman is on birth control and it's
Right.
affecting her adversely, she
Right.
switches the low overall and high overall and medium and all that.
Yeah.
All right. Mike, you had a second question?
Yeah, like if I start feeling depressed again, and I feel I need to be back on these medications, is there any ones I can get on that won't like reduce my sex drive or
Yeah,
whatever?
that's what we're saying. I mean, there are. I don't know what you have been on, but Paxil is a class of the serotonin reuptake inhibiting drugs, and there are a couple new ones in that class now. There's Cerazone, which is less likely to cause a sexual dysfunction. You might
I'm
find.
thinking about coming out with
you
one
should-
later this
you-
month.
You absolutely, categorically should not be messing around with your medications this way, particularly if you have bipolar or manic depression. Your chemistry is very delicate. That's what you've inherited. That's the nature of the biology of your brain. And if you're messing around with your meds going on and off, you're going to end up in big trouble. Find a psychiatrist whom you can work with, get on some stable medications, and stay with it.
All right. And when we come back, beside talking more to Soul Coughing, we will talk to Sarah, whose boyfriend gets hot for her, but the Jimmy just will not cooperate.
LoveLine will be right back. LoveLine will be right back after we kill the singer.
Oh, no, go ahead. Sorry.
All right, thank you, Engineer Mike. Soul Coughing is here. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. You have it on LoveLine, and we'll be back in 10 seconds.
This is LoveLine on
Radio Station.
All right, here with Dodie and Yuval from Soul Coughing, and where's that email? Listen, Dr. Drew's making a phone call right now, so why don't we play the Dr. Drew Shuffle, Engineer Mike, or something to abuse Drew while he's off taking care of other things. You have anything there, Engineer Mike?
Pee on this stick. Makes me sick. Pee on this stick. Makes me sick. If I find you stealing my underwear again, here's what's going to happen. Asshole. Stuff like this makes me sick. You're fat. Asshole. You're fat. Can I say that? You're fat. You're overweight. I want to be dominated. You're gay. I want to be dominated. You're gay. When I was 19, I ate about 4 boiled peyote buttons and stayed up all night but felt no effect. It's called intimacy. Can I say that? This is not acceptable. Can I say that? You're fat. Not acceptable. Pee on this stick. Not acceptable. Boiled peyote button. Not acceptable. You're overweight. Not acceptable. Can I say that? Faggot better run.
That's my favorite, the faggot better run.
Oh, man.
All right, and here's a piece of email on that matter. Dr. Drew seems to perform much better when he's rested. He ought to make more time for LoveLine. Quit some of his jobs or something. That's from Salt. Well, I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, totally.
And
Absolutely.
ironically, he's working on one of his other jobs right now.
There
while
you
he's on
go.
the clock.
Right.
All right, Dr. Joyce. All right, so let me give a few plugs out for the band here. Here's some upcoming concert dates for the Soul Coughing. February 22nd, they will be, that is a Saturday, they'll be in Salt Lake City.
Salt Lake City.
All right, yeah, you just repeat all of them. February 27th.
February 27th.
No, wait a minute. This is like Jesse Jackson.
No, I'll just say that's right.
Put the bow tie on and just give me an amen.
Go on.
That's right.
Go on.
Yes, Thursday, the 27th, Richmond, Virginia.
All right.
Richmond.
March 5th. That's Wednesday. They'll be in New York.
All right, Wednesday, New York. All right, yeah.
March the 6th. That's a Thursday. They'll be in Washington, D.C.
Yeah, amen.
All right.
Go.
All right. You guys are whiter than albinos. You two. All right. Drew, we ready to move forward here? Let's
go.
All right.
Let's
phone
rock
number.
about nipples.
1-800-LOVE-191 is the phone number, and we're talking to Sarah 16. Sarah.
Hi.
Hey.
Hi. Okay, I have a question. Okay, me and my boyfriend will, be making out, and then, like he'll like get so hard, and then like when we're about to do it, he'll just like drop dead. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I have no idea. I do not know why he is doing that. It's like he's did that for like he did that like 5 times already.
Are you guys ever able to actually have relations?
Yeah,
sex?
but it's like it like sucks, you know,
Why?
because it's like kind of soft and it's like, you know, it's supposed to be hard.
How long has that been happening for him?
Well, for like it happened like 5 different times.
Has he ever been able to have sex with you where this doesn't happen?
No, not yet.
Never. Are you his first sexual partner?
Second.
Second. What happened the first one? Anything?
It was just like a 5-second thing.
Okay, so really you're the first one that he's really been involved with.
Well, yeah. But it's like weird because he said that he could just think of me and like really get excited.
Yeah, Sarah, it's real common for young guys
Oh.
to experience this. I mean, it's pretty routine. In fact, it's a little more intractable in his case. It usually, I think I read somewhere that most guys experience sexual dysfunction of some type their first sexual encounter.
And it is a cruel, cruel irony of adolescence that the guy gets a major league wood in the gym class when it's time to climb the rope, and he's wearing a pair of boxers and some gym trunks, and there's 17 guys standing around. Yet he has dysfunction when he's with you.
Then again, perhaps he just likes you for your money.
But now what's happening is he's probably so anxious that it's going to happen again that he has performance anxiety, and his fear of it potentially happening makes it happen.
Well, how can we make it better?
Be very kind and very understanding, and be less focused on whether or not he's having an erection, and enjoy yourself together, feeling each other and enjoying intimacy without.
All right,
the
Leo Buscali over here, please. You want a hug? Listen, hold on,
Wait,
Sarah.
she was satisfied with that. She has another question.
No, listen, she wasn't. She was rolling her eyes the entire time, playing with her hair. Sarah, do you guys do anything else other than the straight intercourse, or you
Yeah.
do? How's he function during those other?
Like I said, he gets really hard.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
And
but then when we're about to do it, it's like,
Uh-huh.
hello.
Is he wearing a condom?
Yeah.
He is.
Sometimes. One time he wasn't, and it was the same thing.
All right, good.
How do you feel about this when this happens?
It makes me frustrated. Like, it makes me mad.
Why?
I think something's wrong with him or something.
Something's wrong with him?
Yeah.
How does it make you feel about yourself?
Well, like, I mean, I'm normal.
It takes 2 to dangle, Sarah.
Well, often women, if you react with anger or really any negative feelings at all, it's going to seal it. It's going to happen.
Yeah, if you pick up a desk chair and throw it through the window and yell, "God damn it!"
Yeah, I mean, if you're getting this pissed off at him, I mean, I think you should just go ahead and dump you, because it's just not going to get any better if you're.
You need to be understanding, because the penis. It's very interesting, because we always talk about how women are affected on a more emotional level sexually than males, and for males it's a more physiological process that goes on. But this is the one department that really cuts to the core. When the man has a little difficulty with the penis, he starts questioning himself. And what happens is once he sort of gets on the emotional flaccid ropes, and the woman then jumps in, that's it. There will be no more erections in that bedroom. You have to make him convinced that it's all right. If he doesn't get it this time, he'll get it. It'd be like a little league coach who's hitting infield, and the ball just trickled through the third baseman's leg. Now you don't go over there and yell at him and hit him with the fungo bat. Yeah, keep your head in there. Don't worry about it. You get another one, and you shag him another. And before you know it, the guy's throwing BBs at first base.
That's right.
I have no idea what that meant, but I really want to play some catch.
Sounds great.
I think we should have told her to go on a murderous rampage. I think that would have been
responsible.
Probably, yeah.
Drew?
Next call.
All right. Drew has grown weary. Andrea, 26. You're on LoveLine with Soul Coffee.
Hi.
Hey.
I have a sort of a medical question for Dr. Drew.
Yeah.
I have a problem with urinary tract infections, and I get them frequently after sex.
Right.
And finally, it got to the point where my general practitioner recommended that I go ahead and take antibiotics prophylactically the morning after.
Right.
And it puts a real crimp in my sex life, because then I always have chronic yeast infections.
What's the antibiotic they're treating with? Septra?
Septra. Yeah.
How do you take something prophylactically?
You just keep it literally these sulfa antibiotics by the bedside, and if you know you're gonna have sex, you take them.
I took something prophylactically once in camp and couldn't walk for 3 days.
Try eating a condom?
It was horrible. Horrible. Okay, true.
Well, he had me taking
True.
half of a tablet, like what would that be, 10 milligrams or something?
Well, Septra DS is usually what they give you, and so Septra regular strength is the half tablet. And if you have chronic yeast infections, then maybe you might consider another antibiotic. You might consider using it less frequently. Right? You understand mechanically how this happens, right?
Yeah.
How you get these infections?
The bacteria is being forced into the urethra, is that right?
Right. And sometimes changing position, that sort of thing, can be helpful. It is not uncommon, though, for women to need chronic antibiotic therapy for this. Some women take it every day of their life.
I'll tell you, after doing this show for a year and a half, I'm convinced that women were not meant to have sex. I really am. It's just some sort of flaw of nature.
Sometimes I think that too, but I don't think my boyfriend would really be too happy.
Women
with
should
that
have
conclusion.
penises. If God was lazy and said, screw it, that's enough. I don't got time for this.
So why is it so disturbing to you now? You sound like it's something that's
Well, it's
bothering
just, it's a hassle. It
to
means
take an
that-
antibiotic once a day.
I'm sorry?
To take an antibiotic once a day?
Well, no, that part isn't a hassle. But the other thing I worry about, and seems to be a problem just recently, is that I'm worried about the resistance building up.
There's plenty. Believe me, the organisms that cause this are not going to get resistant. Not to the extent that you wouldn't have other antibiotics to choose from.
So you think I should try to get a different antibiotic?
Are you getting resistance?
Well, it feels like it, actually.
Why don't you see a urologist about, or a gynecologist, one or the other, not just work with a generalist, and see if there are any other suggestions that they have for you, because there are other things that can be done for this sort of thing. And also, did you get worked up to make sure it's not chlamydia or something else?
Yeah, all the time.
Okay. There are other things to be done, but realize it is not that uncommon for women to need lots of ongoing antibiotic therapy for this sort of problem.
Well, as far as...
All right. I've had enough of Andrea and her coos, quite honestly. You told her 150 things to do.
Yes, yeah.
Really, anything short of throwing her up on the stirrups, Drew, I think you've done your part.
Okay.
Yuval.
Yeah.
Do they have shows like this in Israel?
I don't think so. The rabbinical division wouldn't allow that.
No.
But, I haven't been in Israel. I visit there once a year, but I haven't been living there for like 13, 14 years. So I'm not like, ask me something about New York and I'll tell you.
Well, I think we're on in New York, so I think they'll allow a show like this in New York. But what kind of music do they play in Israel? They play like a lot of Western culture stuff?
It's very open-minded actually with the music. You can hear like radio shows that have like R&B and country western and Middle Eastern music and rock music and anything that doesn't resemble what we do, they play.
Right.
That's it.
I'm so convinced that other cultures hate their culture so much that they have to. It's really great actually, because as United States citizens, we've learned to hate our own culture because we really don't have a culture. And we always talk about how great everyone else's culture is. And then you go to Japan and they want to pay 7 million yen for a pair of old denim jeans because they love the culture.
We have culture here. Come on, man. What about the Mexican culture? That's ours, man.
It is?
Oh, yeah. Especially in California.
Well, that's true. Yes, you have no choice.
Mexican culture is their own.
No, that's true. Well, you can get food. You got the Taco Bell and.
I mean, Europeans though treat American culture the way white Americans treat Black American culture. They consume it voraciously, but they really just despise it and despise the people.
They loathe
it. Really
it.
bizarre.
Is that right?
Yeah.
That's kind of an
I thought they're starting
interesting.
to like it again.
That's an interesting analogy because as Americans we do that, or at least the Anglo ones. I mean, we take up all the black culture, music, and the athletes and whatever's going on, but then they're second-class citizens to a lot of people.
Yeah.
Very interesting. All right, so you're saying if I went to France.
If you went to, I know, the one cool thing I know is, I don't know, cool, but they bombed a Pizza Hut in Copenhagen.
Oh, really?
There's this Pizza Hut in some historic district in Copenhagen that was repeatedly firebombed.
Right.
Just as kind of an anti-American culture thing. I mean, it's totally serious,
All right.
how other cultures are completely getting wiped out by this, American monolith of corporate, crap.
Drew and I were going to go bomb a Popeyes later if you want to come with us.
I am down with you.
Okay.
My brother.
All right, keeping with the theme. Kelly, 21, you're on LoveLine.
Hi, guys.
Hey.
This is my problem. My mom's out of town, and I guess I'm supposed to be looking over my 16-year-old brother. And I found a bag of pot in his room today, and I feel really obligated to tell my mom, being like I'm supposed to be watching him and stuff.
Then
But my mom is really strict, and I think she would like just totally think he was a druggie and send him somewhere.
How did you found you just got out a kitchen knife and were going through his box spring and there right in front of God and everyone was the
I
lid.
I went in his room to get a CD, and I opened his CD case, and it was just sitting in there.
Uh-huh.
I really wasn't snooping.
Okay.
Is there alcoholism in your family anywhere?
What's that?
Is there alcoholism in your family anywhere?
Well, my brother and I are both adopted, if you're talking about genetically.
Okay, so being adopted is considered a potential positive, usually positive, let's put it that way.
Because more alcoholics give up their children for adoption?
Addicts tend to be having kids that they don't want. And
Right. This summer, he did almost die of alcohol poisoning, though.
all right, so Kelly, he does need to go. He does need treatment. He's in big trouble.
You think so?
Oh, yes. And you need to give your mom an opportunity to be the parent here and get him some help if it's possible.
Here's what I would do, quite honestly, because you don't want to make a lot of bad blood with the brother.
Right.
I would go ahead and tip your mom off, let her go in and stumble across it, and that way she can play the heavy. And I'm not into ratting people out, but if the guy almost died of alcohol poisoning over the summer, he may have a problem.
You're into a thing now where anything that you do that allows him to continue using is enabling his using and causing this to progress.
No, wait a second. What was the situation in which he got alcohol poisoning? He was out getting drunk and he drank too much, or?
Well, he said it was the first time he ever drank, and he drank a bottle of like Jack Daniels, and then like his friends' parents called me at work, and they're like, "Your brother's passed out on the lawn and stuff." And my parents are so strict, and they were like, "What? My son did that?" And then he had to be in the emergency room for the night, and the doctor said, he should be tested to see if he's chemically dependent and stuff. And my parents were like, "No, this is the first time he's ever did this." And stuff.
Well, see, that actually sounds kind of feasible to me.
It does.
Because when I was like in 7th grade and starting to drink, I did kind of the same thing.
I did the same thing. I'm sure you put away too much Manischewitz at one time or another. Had a little difficulty yourself.
Definitely, he's an addict. I cannot say that for sure, but it's highly suspect situation. And
for a little pot. You really want to bring up the mortal danger issue for a little bit of pot?
See, that's exactly what I was thinking.
All right, hold on. Let's argue with Dodie for a second. I rarely defend Drew, but here's what I think Drew is saying. Drew suspects that he has the genetic predisposition to have a substance abuse problem. And he's basing it on, I guess, the adoption, maybe the alcohol poisoning incident, and now the marijuana, all at the tender age of 16. And listen, 3/4 of the kids 16 in this country smoke grass, and I'm not anyone who says, call out the narcs. But in this kid's case, I mean, let's just say they forgot about it, and the kid got into something else and OD'd 6 months down the road, then Kelly would feel like hell.
That's that's it. I'm just thinking the parents' opportunity to parent.
He tells me his friends do like cocaine and acid and stuff, and he tells me he doesn't do that though.
Right.
But see, that's why we have a really open relationship, and I don't want to cut it off by.
But if he's an addict, addicts lie, and even though the relationship seems open, you cannot trust what he is or is not doing.
Yeah, but
if he is.
I just want to bring up the fact that you just found a little pot.
If he is, that's
and
right.
If he's an addict bit just seems a little bit on the severe side to me.
Yes, if he's not an addict, yes.
If he's not an addict, then
yes,
forget it.
I totally agree with you.
Right.
But we're just going with the probabilities and the seriousness of the fact, the potential there. I mean, if you don't react strongly now, and he is an addict in evolution, you can really miss an opportunity.
All right, so there's a little window open here, and even if it's only a 10% chance, you might as well give it a try, since we're not the ones being busted. Josh, 15.
Yeah. Hi, Adam.
Smoke a lot of hooch, do you, Dodie?
Oh, me, never.
Okay.
No, sir.
He's got the pot left.
Hooch, incidentally, is slang for liquor.
Oh, yeah, I guess it is. That's right.
But in this case,
we're learning
an exception.
Our vocabulary is expanding. We learned about a clap last time.
Right. Well, no, hooch, during Prohibition, they used hooch.
Hooch, yeah.
Right.
Hooch.
Josh.
Yeah.
15.
Hey, Adam. Hey, Dr. Drew.
Josh.
So coffee. I think you guys are great.
Oh, thanks.
My problem is, well, start off this way. For the past few months, like my family and I have been like butting heads with each other and that whole thing. And I think it was mainly because like I felt like they didn't understand me, or like things that I said weren't getting listened to. And it got to the point where my mom called the counselor at my school, And so I've been seeing the counselor like every week, like every Monday. And it's been really good, but I didn't really feel it was going anywhere. And like recently, like I'm bisexual, and I came out to my parents.
Oh.
But I mean, they were really cool about it. And I think that was the reason that there was so much hostility. I was like becoming inward, and like I wouldn't talk to them because
You're 15. I mean, how the hell? I didn't declare a sexual major until I was 22. I didn't. I wasn't getting any at 15. How would I? How
Even
do
if
you
you
even
were,
know?
you wouldn't know what the hell you were.
No, I mean, I'm still a virgin, but I consider myself bisexual because I'm attracted.
Well, hold on. I'm bisexual too then, because Doty's giving me the eye.
Because I feel the same way about both sides, but that's not basic. But what I'm trying to say is like, my parents were being really cool about it, and that tripped me out because I think part of the problem was me like not like understanding that they would like not turn me away because they were.
You were
always
thinking they would reject you for this.
Yeah.
I think you set them up, wanting a little. Listen, I know this sounds bizarre, but any 15-year-old that comes out to their parents about his bisexuality when he's a virgin is really looking to stir up the kettle a little with the folks. I think you're kind of asking for a fight.
No, but I mean my parents.
You don't
were
think
really
you were
liberal.
testing them a little bit?
No, because
Why'd you tell them?
Because I finally realized, like after talking to the counselor, like that I could talk to my parents because they've always been like really open with me and stuff, and they're really liberal. But I mean, they still have rules and regulations and everything. But
all right. Well, what's your question?
Now the counselor like she called me back today, and she called my mom this morning, and my mom told her about what we had talked about, and so she called me out of class today. And
She didn't do it over the PA, did she?
Huh?
Okay.
No.
No, 'cause, that really could have been embarrassing.
No, but she like suggested that I see her outside of her office because she thinks that there's like more underlying.
That sounds appropriate.
Yeah.
All right.
That sounds good.
And I don't know what I should do.
Take the therapist's
Go ahead.
opinion. Do it. Absolutely.
Because I really don't feel like I need it.
Josh?
Couldn't hurt.
No. Adam?
Let's not be insulting.
Adam?
It couldn't hurt.
Adam?
What? You need it.
Like
yes.
it would be like added stress, you know?
No. It's to help you, Josh. And
I know, but I mean, because I think a lot of the hostility was lost after I talked to my parents.
No.
And
no, just the very.
It's like taking an extra tablet of vitamin C and going, I wonder if I'm taking too much or it's hurting. It's just take the damn pill.
And the fact that
worse you're gonna get is a little diarrhea.
It's so threatening to you even is saying something too. The idea of therapy is threatens him.
You got some vibes off of Josh, did you not? Yeah. All right, Scandinavian Drew over there. All right, we got to go to break. We're going to come back. We're going to hear something off of Irresistible Bliss, Soul
We're going to rock about nipples.
CDs. Yeah, we're going to rock on the nipples, and we're going to hear the Idiot Kings all after this.
All of my most sensitive areas were inflamed.
Really? LoveLine will be right back to deal with inflamed, sensitive areas.
All right, Drew, go number 2. We're going to hear a little something from Soul Coughing. All right, number 1. Sorry. Lift the seat this time, for crap's sake, would you, Drew? Drew didn't...
Tell me about
I'll tell you what happened.
Tell me
Drew used the woman's bathroom here because there's a men's bathroom. Oh, now he's coming. All right, now he's mad. Come on,
got
Drew.
another mic over here.
Just go to the bathroom, would you? And bring the mic into the head with you, would you? All right, let me tell you what happened.
I'm going to stand here and monitor what you're doing. I'm in the other room just for people who can't see what we're doing here.
All right. You really ought to just start phoning in the show, Drew. There's no reason for you to haul your ass all the way out here. All right, it's just valuable time away from the kids.
Yeah.
In wife, which is time well spent. All right, here's what's going on.
Basically,
Drew,
we're talking about a sprinkle problem.
Drew had to use the commode. And the men's room was occupied. And like we do here on LoveLine, things are pretty casual. Drew wandered into the woman's room. And ripped the tampon dispenser off the wall, bashed it on the ground, and got $1.75 worth of quarters out of it. But that's another story. That is another story.
Another time, yeah.
He went in there and he used the bathroom. Now, let me tell you something about doctors in general. The same instinct that tells you to get in your underwear, hop up on the table, and then they leave the room and come back 3 days later. It's the same sort of prima donna attitude that makes them think they don't have to lift the toilet seat when they're going number one. That's Drew. When Drew's at home, he's followed around. You know, he has a woman with a mop and gloves that actually follows him around and just cleans up his urine. Yes, one urine nanny.
Wow.
So what Drew did is he tinkled, and he didn't bother to put the seat up. And then I walked in there, and I noticed that there was some tinkle on there. And I did a quick culture and ran it through the lab and realized it was Drew's name came up on the computer.
Enzyme test and everything.
And I came back and it spoke about it on the air, and Drew got very bent out of shape. He really did.
What were you doing in the ladies' room?
Well, again, I like the ladies' room, by the way.
Casual environment.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
I get in touch with my feminine side.
Yes, sir.
And plus, they do sit down when they go, and oftentimes there's more change around the toilet.
I've heard that.
But Drew didn't want me to give up the fact that he used the bathroom. I'm not sure why he was so upset about it, but he didn't like the fact that I was talking about him tinkling on the seat.
Right.
No.
So he is a medical doctor.
Yes, and he doesn't want to jeopardize his integrity by people thinking that he evacuates his bowels every once in a while.
Yes, sir.
All right, we are going to play something off of Irresistible Bliss. The name of the song is The Idiot Kings, and it goes a little something like this.
Everything is going out. Everything is going as planned, yeah. Everything moves along. Everything is fine, fine, fine. Well, I could be condemned to hell for every sin but little rag. Well, I could slip on East River and crash into Queens or Skid Around.
the Idiot Kings from Soul Coughing off of Irresistible Bliss.
Yes, a song about nipples.
Really?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. It's a fact.
That's right.
Sorry, I'm just all about nipples tonight. I don't know why.
We were talking during the commercial about urination in general and about urinating all over this great world of ours, not only the United States, but I have no real experience traveling abroad outside of the United States, except for the continental United States, where I've been to Hawaii, which, of course, says Mahalo on the backside of the toilet seat. But of course, Soul Coughing, being a big-time international-type band, has had the opportunity to urinate in some of the globe's most really prestigious countries.
The most exotic locations, just where we exude glamour. It's true. It's true.
You've spread your fecal matter all over this globe.
Yeah, and really, when you come down to it, being in a touring rock band is all about poo. It's all about finding a place to poo. It's all about, because you're on a bus, you can't actually poo on the bus. You get to the club, and we were actually discussing the going to the ladies' room thing because they are generally cleaner.
Much cleaner.
Well, they have regard for the sanctity of the seat.
Exactly, yeah.
As a man, that is just a barrier between you and the bowl.
Yeah,
As a woman, it's your last chance. I mean, it's the only thing you got.
Yeah.
Think about that.
We're talking about how much cleaner the bathrooms in Europe or Japan, for that matter, are compared to U.S. bathrooms. Because you go into a rock club here, and it's like a disaster. It's like,
yes,
it's like, yo, guys, take it easy there.
People get drunk and they actually go out of their way to urinate on inanimate objects.
Yeah.
But people get drunk in Europe and everywhere else. They get just as drunk, if not drunker.
Yeah, now what is that, Drew? And I think you could judge the culture by the cleanliness of the bathroom.
I think
you're a doctor.
I think it's symptomatic of the violence in this culture. It's a very violent culture, and people are not taught to deal with their aggressions properly. In fact, I was talking to somebody who works in a pediatrician's office the other day, and she was saying how, just talking to parents, she was hearing them, virtually all of them say, oh, yeah, if Johnny has a hassle with one of his friends, I tell him to beat him up.
Right.
They're taught to contain their aggression. They're taught to act it out.
Did you say you talked to a pediatrician?
Pediatrician.
Pediatrician.
Stunning pun.
Adam, I'm your new replacement, right?
Hey, I'm working on it.
I'll tell you, if this show ever goes, if it ever goes to Israel, Yuval will be sitting in. But I really think that it is it's the yardstick in which you measure the culture, and it is something called respect. And here's the situation.
Yes, sir.
Here's what I'm stumbling onto, and what I have a real problem with in this culture is we have this culture. We talk about it all the time with the advertising, like these Reebok commercials, which is, it's your planet. It's your world, man.
Right.
And if it's your world, then why not just take a dump in the sink? That is really what we're saying. And here's the situation, because
man, I once was blind, but now I see.
Did that clear things up for you?
Man, oh man.
Why don't you name the next CD, If It's Your World, why don't you take a dump in the sink? I'll tell you why, because it's not your world.
Yeah,
it's not your effing bathroom. It's the guy who owns the venue, then there's a janitor that has to come in, not to mention another 4,000 people that have to come in and use the facility as well.
So people have no self-worth, no self-respect, so you can't offer that to other people.
They have no dignity. They have no sanctity for the human movement condition, or the condition movement, as it were, and they don't. It boils down to respect. That's all it is.
That's good.
I worked at this rock club, and I was the guy who cleaned up the dressing room. And there was this band that had this phenomenal, epic song about the environment. And they just, spent 5 minutes beforehand going, yeah, save the earth, and this and that, save the earth, save the earth. And, I go upstairs, and their dressing room is trashed. I mean, just insane trashed, like scary trashed.
What is it, Midnight Oil?
Oh, yes, it was Midnight. It's the Bald Guy Band.
Yeah, people have... one time, I was just thinking of this story, and then I did not work at a club, but before we go to break, I want to say it. I worked as a carpenter for many a year, and I went to a guy's house. This guy starred in the series Stingray. He was an actor, and it's good because it's a police drama about a car. Listen.
But does the car talk?
No, but come on, this is. It's got an airbag, though. Here's the situation. Now they're coming out with this show Viper, which has been out for a while. Listen, Hollywood, hold on. Attention tardos in Hollywood. Stop making stories about cars. No one gives a rat's ass about a car. There's no crime-solving thing inherent in automobiles. Sure, it drives the cop to the scene. That's as far as it goes.
I
can't believe it is 1997. We're still advertising PI dramas that have to do with cars. There was of course a Kit from Knight Rider, and then there was Stingray, and now there's what I say it was? Viper. Oh, for Christ's sake. But the point is this. This guy was telling me about, I was going to build a cabinet at his house. And he said, okay, man, but I don't want it made out of any kind of plywood. And I said, listen, here, let me explain to you. You're asking for a cabinet that's 30 inches deep. I can't make that out of solid oak. What you do is you make it out of oak veneered ply, and you put a solid oak bullnose on it, and that's how every cabinet in the world is made. And he goes, you don't understand, man. Plywood has a certain vibration about it. And I said, well, listen, if you're going to be putting your TV set in here, I promise acoustically, no, man. Everything has a vibration. And plywood has a real bad vibe. Wow. And I was like, listen, if you want to make this out of solid oak, I'm going to have to go cut a freaking tree down. It's going to cost you $15,000. Well, I don't like the vibe off the oak. Now, here's the comedy. The guy's chain smoking. All right, listen, you screwed up actor. Stop doing the blow and put down the cigarettes, and then worry about the effing vibe of the plywood. Oh my God, everyone is so distracted these days and so into their own crap.
They're all experts.
This guy's practicing Tai Chi and chain smoking at the same time.
Wow.
All right, we'll be back.
Meanwhile, as the faceless evil closes in on the hapless, sleeping populace across town in a shanty one-bedroom, an old woman feeds her parakeet.
Come on, Chirpy, have some cheese. You love cheese. Since when are you afraid of cheese?
LoveLine will be right back.
Little Herb Alpert for you. All right. Forget about the phone number. Forget about the fax number. The show is LoveLine. I'm Adam Carolla. That is Dr. Drew. We have Dodie and Yuval from Soul Coughing. And the name of the CD, Irresistible Bliss.
Irresistible Bliss. Yes, sir.
Yes.
That's the name of the compact disc.
Right.
We urge you to buy it.
Absolutely. And Drew gives it his full rock and roll.
2 thumbs up.
Yeah, I'm psyched.
What is the prescription for rock and roll, Drew?
Soul coughing.
Oh, man.
Now that's an answer.
Somebody please be taping this.
That's an answer.
That's huge, fellas.
He's a medical doctor as well.
Put that on the liner of the next CD. All right. Scary Gary, 33.
How you doing?
Hey.
Hey, this is just an amazing coincidence. I just came back from having a couple beers, never turned on your show before, was listening for about 30 seconds before the guy that was looking for a gothic girlfriend called in.
Right.
And you guys didn't really have anywhere to point him, but the irony is, or the paradox, whatever, is...
It's a conundrum inside a enigma.
Enigma, whatever synonym you want to attach to it, is that I run an introduction service for people that are into the gothic and industrial scene.
You run a goth dating service?
Well, it started out as that, as
oh,
just a
man.
telephone service.
What's
but,
an industrial scene? What is that?
By magnitudes since then. I run free registries for gothic bands, radio shows, events, businesses.
So who's gothic? Like Marilyn Manson?
No. Yeah.
No? Yes?
I don't think so.
Well, who is?
I think a lot of people would disagree with you.
Got KMF.
I don't really
Cocteau Twins and stuff
tend
like that.
to care one way or the other.
Really?
Yeah, they used to be big time, like girls from Connecticut wearing lots of black to hide their weight problem, kind of rock music. Yeah.
Oh, okay. So is mummy rock the same as the gothic scene?
Mummy
Mummy rock.
I've dubbed the 9 Inch Nails and Marilyn Manson.
Mummy rock.
Mummy rock.
9 Inch Nails
Yeah.
would be probably looped more into industrial than gothic.
All right.
But anyway, people that are into the gothic scene appreciate both genres, and there's also a lesser-known genre called dark wave too, which is like dark ambient. It's more atmospheric.
Now, is this a pretty morbid scene?
Yeah, I'd say most people that are into the gothic scene read a lot of Anne Rice and Poppy Bright and Poe and Baudelaire and French decadence.
Look, man, this is all well and good, but what can you tell us about nipples?
About nipples. Mine are too small to be pierced, otherwise they would
dear.
be.
Let me
I
ask
have
you,
the world's smallest nipples.
Gary. Let me ask you: are most of these people sort of are they obsessed with their own immortality? I mean, are they thinking about death all the time?
Yeah, it's like a morbid preoccupation, I guess. It's like you've heard the term "dark at heart."
Yes.
People just kind of gravitate towards things
right.
Of a darker nature, and it's just sort of innate.
Call it reaction formation.
I call
It's
that
the thing they hate and scares them the most. They develop an affection for.
Isn't it?
Well, anyway, so I thought I would tell you guys about my website because now it's totally international.
All right. All right. Listen, I don't have time for this nonsense.
Man,
Plus, I frown upon the gothic scene.
Well, let him put it out there.
His website?
I mean, that guy was looking for a way to. We allowed to do that? No.
He's trying to spread love in the world, man. You stopped him.
That's right. All right, everyone, paint your fingernails black, put on kabuki makeup, and read The Raven. Oh, please. Listen, those of you who are that obsessed with killing yourself, just kill yourself. Don't start a band. Just kill yourself. Please. Life is for the living.
See if you can
Man, you just saved the generation of the future.
I really did. Steve, 22, you're on LoveLine.
Hey, how you doing, Adam and Drew?
Hey.
Listen, Drew, I have a quick question for you. Actually, it might be a little more complex than a quick one, but I'll try and make it as brief as I can. I've had a friend for about 3 years now, and we've been going out for about 2.5, 3 months, and over the last year she started using ecstasy, and I think it's progressed more and more, and now it's basically every weekend. And we're now finished, not because of my choice, but she cannot open up whatsoever, and she's really blocked me out, and actually a lot of her friends out. And
is she using speed in between?
No, but I mean, well, it really doesn't matter. I mean, she went out a couple weeks ago.
But X is real speedy.
Well, it matters because I need to sort of assess whether we're dealing with addiction or just ecstasy abuse.
Yeah, well, I'm really not sure, to tell you the truth. I mean, a few weeks ago, I know she did coke. At the same time, she told me this last weekend. She was out and she did a cocoa puff, which I guess was explained to me as a joint with cocaine in it.
I mean, ecstasy is such a dangerous drug used regularly. It is just so destructive.
Right.
But let me ask you this, Drew.
Yeah.
X is real speedy.
It is amphetamine.
All right, so couldn't one become addicted to X?
Yes, but it's very rare. It affects people so powerfully. Most people can't use it regularly enough, and very quickly people get terribly paranoid, terribly disorganized, and it's so disruptive to people's lives so quickly. I've only seen 2 cases of ecstasy addiction, and they were both so profoundly impaired biologically that they were not treatable.
Yuval, any X going around the Middle East?
Yeah. In fact, as far as I know, if you can go to any dance club around this world and probably find some X, and
Is that
some
right?
some of it is worse than others. Some of it is pure, whatever, the terminology for that stuff. I think that there's other ways to do things. I mean, you can have a drink or whatever. I mean, you can just get into the music, try and forget about the X. I think it's a better idea.
I've been spending lots of time in London where it's, completely de rigueur to be taking 2 or 3 of them on a weekend. Yeah. And, they've got a really advanced dance culture just based around the taking of E.
Huh. Yeah, she does. I mean, she'll go out and she'll do every now and then a couple in a night. She goes to the after hour clubs, from partying till about 8 in the morning.
It is going to mess her up in a big way. It's a damaging drug. We know that.
Well, just the thing is basically like the Wednesday syndrome when, after being high all weekend, suddenly on Wednesday you're incredibly bummed out.
Well,
right?
Absolutely, and those mood problems can persist forever potentially. I mean, even after you stop using the ecstasy.
Because I was going to say that. I mean, our relationship would be in the term where, she'd come over to my house 3 or 4 days, things would be great, and then, the weekend would come and she'd probably go out with other people or whatever, and, it'd be like I'd be starting at the beginning of the relationship again, trying to, make things good and get things better and better.
Well,
I mean, that's what I'm wondering. Would you attribute it to the use of that?
Oh, absolutely. I suspect she's an addict. That's really what it sounds like. Is addiction and evolution.
After all, we've discussed her for 30 seconds. She must be.
Yeah.
Drew suspects everyone to be an addict.
She could be a just ecstasy abuser, and certainly the reason I suspect that is she's suffered losses at the hands of her relationship with substances. And most people, when they're even threatened with a loss, will pull back from the substance. And people that continue their relationship with the substance in spite of cumulative losses are usually addicted.
I also it should be noted publicly that ecstasy is not the brilliant sex drug it is made out to be. It is just, it's not a particular, I mean, it's a very lovey thing, but it's just
it's very
not,
like touchy-feely.
Yeah, you're not, I mean, like functionally speaking, it's not really happening.
Right, it's just touchy-feely vibe, and maybe like afterwards when it comes down, I mean, there is some kind of a depression because you're not so touchy-feely anymore, and it feels kind of like
it's like
a loss of
it's like the ride home from Disneyland.
Yeah.
You're pretty bummed out.
It's exactly like the ride home from Disneyland. What a metaphor.
And
what a man.
If you live in Israel, you're really bummed. It's like,
it's a long-ass drive.
2 weeks. Sandra.
No drugs.
21, you're on LoveLine with Soul Coughing.
Hi.
Hey.
Hello.
I wanted to say hi to Mr. Doty and Eval.
Hello.
Hi, Sandra.
And I saw you guys in November in San Francisco.
Oh, wow.
And it was really fun. It was really amazing. And I wanted to ask Doty if, I know you're the primary songwriter.
Well, no, actually, I mean, we write all the music. I write the lyrics. We write the music
lyrics,
together.
That's what I meant. I was just wondering if, the other guys had any input lyrics-wise.
Well, we sit in the same moving vehicle all day. So, I mean, I kind of rip off from whoever's speaking around me. So, yeah, I mean, in that regard,
and you're
stuff
always so modest about it, and on TV or whatever.
Let me just take this moment to say I am the greatest. There is none greater than I.
Being humble is the best quality that this man have. Look at him.
Yeah, if something happened to Doty, that would be it. It would be worse than the plane crash with Buddy Holly and the Big Bopper.
American culture, boom, down the drain.
Yes, it is refreshing to see people that are so talented, so humble.
Yeah.
I was talking about myself. Sandra?
So, you guys are great.
Oh,
thanks a lot.
Thank you. Okay, bye.
Bye.
See ya.
I like people that hang up on themselves.
This was a good
we don't have enough time. Drew, anyone been on hold for a million years that we need to get to? No. All right, screw all of you.
There have been no questions about nipples.
I promise you.
Oh man.
I will.
We agreed on the car on the way over that I would talk about the nipples, you all would get everything else.
I will summon a nipple call when we come back.
The voices are trying to throw me off while I'm trying to concentrate on this.
Okay, you're safe.
Thank you. LoveLine will be right back.
Oh, almost threw away the cheat sheet. All right, we're out of time. Drew, quickly, what is the RX for rock and roll?
Used to be Soul Coughing.
Then we took issue with addiction.
No, it's Soul Coughing.
It's not Trickster anymore?
No, it's Soul Coughing.
Okay. All right. You guys have bumped out the Trickster for the
Good Lord, them Excalibur and Metal Steel.
For the prescription to rock and roll. All right, Doty and Yuval, thank you very much for
thanks
coming
a lot,
out.
Man.
It was our pleasure. Irresistible Bliss, the name of the CD. It is real good. Please go out and get it. I know I'm going to go out and get it in about 10 seconds. It better be free. All right, so until next time, this is Sam Carolla for Dr. Drew saying mahalo.
This has been LoveLine. The opinions expressed herein are not necessarily
limo service for LoveLine guests provided by Fox Limousine.
And it certainly wasn't for me.
LoveLine producer Ann Wilkins.
This broadcast was copyright 1997 Westwood One Entertainment. This music is MXPX on Tooth and Nail Records.
Sit, Ubu. Ubu, stop dragging your butt across the carpet.